Okay, I've watched the last episode of The Flash, episode 319, and I can say without a doubt that Savitar is Barry Allen. There are several clues given away. First of all, Killer Frost, when she sees Barry when she's in Iron Heights, she looks at him and says, "I can tell you're Barry from the past because there's no hate in your eyes yet." Now, Barry from 2024 is just a broken, sad, depressed guy. And he doesn't have hate in his eyes exactly. It's more like he's just given up and he's just broken. So you can tell that when she says, "Oh, I can see there's no hate in your eyes yet," she's referring to Barry further in the future, who is Savitar, not Barry of 2024. It's an obvious clue. Also, the real final dead giveaway at the end, the very last scene, Savitar is talking to Killer Frost, and she asks him something. He says, "Are you going to try to turn me back to Caitlin?" And he says, "No." And the way he said it, the whole tone and inflection, it sounds exactly like how Barry Allen talks. I mean, I've watched The Flash long enough, and you can tell Grant Gustin's basic inflection and cadence, and the way he says no mirrors the way Barry would make an emotional no response to someone with some question. He's trying to, add some kind of gravitas to it, some emotional gravitas to it, and he's sounding exactly like Grant Gustin. Basically, it's like if you take away the distortion and whatever effects they're putting into their voice, that's Grant Gustin's voice. It's obvious it's Grant Gustin voice acting Savitar. So that is a dead giveaway. There's nobody else it could be. I mean, even earlier on, the first time they had Julian tune in to Savitar and have Savitar speak to him, he refers to Joe West as Joe. So he says, "I didn't ask for this, Joe." And he's talking to him like he's somebody who knows him. So it's either A, Wally, who's Savitar, or B, Barry. And if give this part right here, this last ending scene, that little tag on scene at the end, is obvious is Barry. It's not Joe. It's not Wally at all. It's Barry. So fuck it. It's Barry. Sorry. And it's obvious. And they always put these little, these little secrets or these little clues. So when you watch it over again, you watch the whole season over again, you'll see, oh shit, I should have known it was so and so. I should have known it was Barry because of that clue right there. Yeah, it was always leading towards some kind of head fake. Somebody within the crew is actually Savitar. And basically, he's always manipulating time against other people's directives, and advice to tell him not to screw up time, and he keeps screwing up anyway. Most likely, he just became a time paradox. Because earlier on, they would keep referring to Savitar as the first person ever given speed. Obviously, the Flash from Earth 3 is way older than him. So obviously he had speed before Barry. But as Barry keeps screwing with time, most likely he went back to the beginning of time to probably find some kind of relic to give him extra speed to beat Savitar, and he actually probably became Savitar in the process. It's like earlier on in another episode when HR was trying to explain how the future is usually either immutable or mutable. And he said HR's theory is the more somebody tries to avoid their future, they're just putting themselves back on the path of that future. So all these different time manipulations and time traveling attempts Barry keeps making to try to stop Savitar, he's actually causing Savitar to be created, and he's actually becoming Savitar himself. So anyway, that's what I think. That's my theory. I'm willing to bet on it.